Mark here cooking the books and bringing the info. So, real quick, I want to talk about, to share with you guys, like, what's the ultimate purpose of life? At least according to my views, according to my perspective. Like, what's the ultimate purpose for every human being on this planet? Like, what's our purpose? And this is just based off my opinion. It's not a fact. Okay, it's my opinion. It's a conclusion that I've drawn. Okay, I believe every human being's purpose on Earth is the same thing. Rather than getting too uh, superstitious or spiritual or anything perplexing, let me just keep it like this. Simplify it. I believe the ultimate purpose of life is like likened to elementary school, high school, uh, college, and any other kind of academical adventures. Right? Your purpose in elementary school is the same purpose in high school and the same purpose in college. That all educational systems have you have one ultimate purpose, and that is to what? Graduate. That's it. That's it. Your ultimate purpose is to graduate. In between your inception or your beginning and your graduation, there is lessons. There's lessons to be learned. Those lessons are academical lessons, but they're lessons nonetheless. That's why classes are called lessons. Lesson number one, lesson number two, etc., etc. So in between the time you start school and the time you graduate from school, whether it be a college, a university, a high school, whatever your level of education is, it's up to, everybody's different. But the ultimate purpose is in between your inception and your graduation is lessons. You are to learn lessons, and these lessons are to allow you to do what? Intellectually evolve, right? You accumulate information, right? And then you can use that information later on in your life. So you are to learn lessons in the forms of educational subjects, and then apply those lessons, informational subjects in a certain field, whatever field you might have studied, in the real world for you to earn a living, and et cetera, et cetera. That's what I believe. So that analogy is consistent with what I believe the ultimate purpose of every human being on the planet is. Okay, it's for us to learn lessons, to have experiences. We're here to experience what's called humanity. That's it. We're supposed to experience humanity. We're supposed to experience the joys of being human, all the joys, the getting married, seeing your first child being born, buying your first home, getting that job that you've always wanted, that career, getting that promotion, buying that new car, getting that girlfriend, that wife, that husband, whatever, all the trappings of success and joys and happiness. And that's what we're here to do, to experience. That's the ultimate purpose of what I believe. We are to experience humanity. That's why we're here, to experience humanity. But here's the other side of that coin. Experiencing humanity doesn't just mean the trappings of success. It also means experiencing failures. Every single failure. This is the part people don't want to hear. This is the part most of us will shun and try to avoid because of what's called the VTA in our brain, which is set up to just seek out and enjoy pleasures, right? So, we're here to experience heartaches, right? We're here to experience brokenness. We're here to experience failures, deep disappointments, disheartening, discouraging, broken failures, right? Gigantic, enormous, gargantuan failures, disappointments, discouragements, heartbreaks, letdowns, backstabbings, betrayals. We are here. It's all part of our educational system. Just like in school, and like I use as an analogy, you experience math, then you go from math to history, then you go from history to English, then you go from English to biology, you go from biology to another level of math, calculus and algebra, and so on and so forth. All these different subject matters are part of the experience of your educational system, right? And it's a part of your graduation. Till you get to your graduation, you have to experience all these ups and downs, side, left, all these different angles and parameters in terms of your schooling. It's the same thing why we are here. We're supposed to experience every aspect, every facet of what it means to be a human being, right? So And we're supposed to graduate. No different than we graduate from academical schools. We're supposed to graduate, but here's the difference. In graduation in life, we're not getting a ceremonial, illustrious diploma where everybody comes to cheer for you, right? The graduation in life means this: you go through a divorce and you handle it like a G. You go through a bankruptcy and you handle it like a G. Right? And G stands for God. You handle it like God would handle it. God-like. Because remember, we're all made in the image and likeness of God. So God is within us. He says in Corinthians, I will walk in them, I will dwell in them, I will be with their God, and they will be my people. So your body is the temple of the holy and living God. Know ye not? I mean, this is scripture here. I don't want to get too scriptural on y'all, but so you're supposed to experience every single, you're supposed to lean into and embrace every single aspect of what it means to be a human being. All right, why am I doing this video? Because you know what? This is what, if some of us understood this, it would prevent the next person killing their whole family. Like I just saw some guy doing in Indianapolis, kills this damn near the whole family over money, the stimulus checks or whatever. Some guy just, I think it was somewhere in the South, one of the Carolinas, killed like his wife and his kids and then ate her heart or some crazy. You just see a lot of demonic stuff going on right now. The demonic stuff is on the rise right now. It's a lot because of coronavirus, and there's a lot of poverty. 11 million people out of work. Unemployment numbers just came out. Unemployment numbers. A lot of people. A lot of people are filing claims for unemployment. People are homeless. It's a lot going on right now. We know this. So if anybody's on the sound of my voice, understand this: that every heartache, everything, there's no aspect of life that you're not supposed to embrace it, the pain, the hurt, whatever you're going through. And I know some people say I'm sitting in the comfort of a car and I'm not going through that pain right now, and I'm saying that's a lie. You don't know what I'm going through. I might be going through something horrible right now, but I'm wearing it with grace. I'm wearing it gracefully. You understand? So it's not what happens to you, it's how you handle it. You see what I'm saying? It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. You see what I'm saying? Don't look at things that's happening to you. Look at things that's happening for you. And what's the for you mean? It means for your development, your growth, for your pleasure. In the end, it's for your pleasure. Because when you get through that dark stint in your life, that dark patch, that dark weather, that storm, when you get through that, there's a reward that comes with that. There's a space. The universe opens up and blesses you, enriches you, right? And it might not be in a monetary way, monetary value, or even a material way, because not all blessings come in the form of material, right? There's blessings that are invisible blessings, meaning your psyche. You have grown so much exponentially in your spiritual man that you can now lend a hand to the next person, because the whole purpose of life is to help somebody else, to pass on what you've learned, the baton, right? So whatever you're going through, whatever you're happening to you, lean into it. Don't resist it. Surrender to it. Surrender wholly entire. And when I say surrender, don't get it twisted. Here's what I mean by that. Surrendering means you yield rather than resist to what's happening. Because when you're resisting something, it persists. There's a term that goes, what you resist persists. And this is physics. I'm not going to get into the physics of why that happened. I can tell you why in the terms of physics, what happens with protons and electrons and why, but I'm not going to do that right now. This video don't allow me that time. What I want you to understand, don't surrendering means stop resisting what the universe is doing to you, because you can't resist it, or what the universe is doing for you, excuse me, not to you, but for you. You can't, because you can't stop it. It's inevitable. You know, there's an idiom, I believe it's a Hebrew idiom, says, why kicketh thou against the pricks? And it simply means, like, why are you fighting the inevitable? It's going to happen. So rather than resist, and in resisting, what you're only doing is reinforcing the power of what's going to happen. So rather than resist, you surrender, you yield. You say, okay, surrendering means this. Okay, you know what, God? This is out of my hands. What your will, not mine. Whatever you're going to do. I'm going to be the humble servant and sit back and let it happen. And sometimes, listen, that's what you have to do to survive. You have to let go. You know what I'm saying? Just let it go. Let the house fall apart. Let everything crash. Let everything crash. You know, I'm in a stock market business, right? And there's a saying, laissez-faire. It means government hands off, right? Laissez-faire. It's a French saying. It means let the market correct itself. Government stay out of the market. And in other words, what they're pretty much saying is like, let everything fall out and fix itself. Let the universe balance itself out. So sometimes your world might be crumbling, Stop trying so hard to keep. You trying so hard is only destroying yourself on the inside. You're killing yourself. Blood pressure's going up. Your cortisol levels, your cortisol hormones are shooting through the roof, right? All of that, you're killing your internal organs. You're putting yourself closer to your graveyard. So sometimes you got to learn to let go. Just let it all go. Let it fall apart. You see what I'm saying? Because in so doing, everything works itself out. And when you learn to sit back and just watch the universe work, a lot of the fears you have in your mind, the mind tends to exaggerate your fears. The things you think is going to happen, your mind tends to exaggerate those. When you look at what really happens in reality, a lot of things you were concerned about never even came to fruition. It usually never goes the way you fear in your mind. So that's why we have to learn to let things fall the way, let the chips fall as they may, let things be, and embrace failure. Embrace it, lean into it. I know it's not a popular concept or a popular principle, everybody wants to be clout chasing, everybody want to be fame and win, and they're win. And that's cool. I want to win. We all want to win. But understand that sometimes to win, you got to lose. You understand what I'm saying? Winning the universe is so complex. You know what I'm saying? It's so, the life itself is full of, it's a labyrinth. It's like a maze. There's so much. Sometimes you look at things in your mind, you might perceive it one way, but when it actually unfolds, it's totally different from what you have in your mind. So your thinking is limited because we're finite beings. We're not infinite. We're finite. So you got to learn to let things go, let things fall apart sometimes, and watch when in falling apart, it comes together. That's ironic. It's in falling apart, things come together. You see what I'm saying? It's a magic. We're magical creatures, man. Our minds are very, 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 very powerful. But we got to learn how to tap into our powers and utilize those powers. You know what I'm saying? And stop resisting and fighting against what must be so fervently. And this goes for me more than anybody else. This is lessons I'm learning about life and myself. So I just want to share that with you guys. All right. Till next time. Mark here, Cooking the Books. Peace.